Hello, I have just come from filming my top 10 teas video, so I will go ahead and link that for you in case you have any interest whatsoever in watching that. But this video is completely inspired by and basically stolen from Kayla from the channel Books and Lala, who will be linked down in the description, although I'm sure you already know who she is. And she does every year this kind of bookish scavenger hunt, and it just seems super fun. I think last year I did it without filming it, and I was really glad that I did it that way because the results were not great. This year I'm going to film it and we're going to see how it goes. My camera is plugged into the power, I don't have any charged batteries, and the cable is not very long, so I don't really know how this is going to work. Probably not very well, but we're going to just try it out. So the first prompt, I have them written down on a little handy dandy list here. The first prompt is grab your favourite book, go to the acknowledgements, and the first name you see, find an author with that name. And luckily enough, we are right next to my favourite book, which is The Way of Kings, to no one's surprise. I think that the acknowledgements are at the front. Yes, they are. So Paul is the first name I saw. Do I have any books by someone named Paul? See, this is why I'm worried about doing this video, because I'm not convinced. Sorry, my fringe is doing something weird, and I just filmed a whole other video with it looking like this, and I didn't notice. It's not even a fringe, it's just my hair. That's a bit better. Any hoodle. Paul. I don't think I have any Pauls on my TBR. Let me check the story graph. I think that's probably the best way to do this. No, according to Storygraph, I have nothing by anyone named Paul. So take two. This is already off to just an amazing, fantastic start. Basically, let's try a different page of the acknowledgements. Kaylin, yes, I have a book by someone named Kaylin. It's over there. Let me turn you around and go and get it. Can you see me? Hi. Where would it be? I reorganised these recently so that they're in the order that I read them. There it is. There we go. Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. There we go. See, so I had something by Kaylin, which arguably is more of a different name than Paul, but there we go. So prompt number 2, pick something on that cover and find a book with that thing in the title. So really, we've got a girl or a woman, some butterflies, a dress, and that's about it. Let me have a gander. I'm not keeping these out, by the way. I know Kayla does that, but I can't be bothered to have to put them all away again at the end. So, girl, woman, dress, butterfly. And I don't want to have to go in to the other room, so we're going to have to make do with what is available in here. I really hope you can hear me. The Girl Who Drank the Moon. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay, so we have The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I'm still not happy with what my hair's doing right now. Is that any better? I mean, it's passable, isn't it? Ugh. Not a fan. Anyway, The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. Go to page 50, line 5, pick a word from that line and find a title with that word. So let me find, turn myself around here, page 50, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It says, "It can't go on like this, Glurk fussed. The more magic she." What is it? A title. So we could have she or magic. I don't know if that's actually how I'm supposed to do this, or if I'm actually supposed to choose a word and then find a book. But I'm going to choose 2 words and find a book. And I can see my TBR from here, so maybe I'll try and pick something from within my line of sight. She or magic. For somebody who reads so much fantasy, you would think that finding the word magic would be easier than it in fact is. Not having much luck over here. Let me go over there. This is not going so well. You know what though? Am I making it more difficult for myself than just finding like the? Or this? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's make things slightly more achievable and find something with the. After the forest. After the forest. Wonderful. Okay, next. A 5-star read with the same colours on the cover. So this is kind of, I don't know if it's going to pick up. It's green and, well, it's just green and copper, or, yeah, green and copper. You could argue blackish also. And by the way, I'm going to interpret this as just a book that I really liked since sorry, I'm just keep fiddling with my hair, but it's really bothering me. I'm going to interpret this as a book that I really loved, because I don't really do ratings, as you know, or you might not know. If you don't know, that is not a thing I do. Let me see. I've got Letters to Half Moon Street over there. This is a stretch, but Tournament of Losers has lots of green on it, so I think we're gonna, and it's got kind of a reddish, which is close to copper. That's what I'm going with. Tournament of Losers by Megan Durr. I read this recently. It's a cozy fantasy adventure type story. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. A book you'd recommend that's similar. Well, since you asked, and since this is self-published, to no one's great surprise, let's go with Letters to Half Moon Street by Sarah Wallace. Similar cozy vibes, similar queer normative world. Definitely another one that is high on my list of favourites and recommendations. Most common letter in the book's title, and find an author whose name starts with that letter. Is it maybe T? 1, 2, 3. There are 5 T's, 3 O's, 4 E's. Yeah, it's T. So an author whose name begins with T. TJ Klune. The House in the Cerulean Sea. I love it when it's within my line of sight. I need to be quick here because I've got a live show filming that I need to get to in the next 15 minutes. Whoops. A book with the same number of pages. This is so hard. I hate these kinds of prompts. Kayla, why? 394. 394. I have found one. This is a pho love story by Lone Lee. Again, not spelt the same way. This one is L-E rather than L-I, but I'm going to take it because that prompt's really hard when most of the books on your shelves are fantasy books, not fantasy shelves. The next prompt is another title with the same number of letters. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 letters. Let me flip the camera around again and see if anything next to me has I need to reread. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 letters. 12. 12. 13. There we go. So we have The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni. And what's the next prompt? A book with a similar cover. Well, I'm going to kind of cheat and pick book 3 because clearly it has a similar cover because it's the next book in the series. So The Blood Traitor by Lynette Noni. Flip to a random page, point at a word, find a book with that word in the title, and that is going to be the book that this scavenger hunt leads us towards. So it needs to be from my TBR shelves, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to read it next because I'm in the middle of something. As in, I'm not going to read it now because I'm in the middle of something else. But what I am going to do is I am going to read the first chapter, and that will determine whether or not it is my next read on my TBR or I have to unhaul it. So this could take us a while because, again, fantasy book, we'll see. Point at a random word unconsciously. Well, that's not going to be in any of these titles, is it? No, let's try again. The last time I did this, it took me ages because I didn't want to pick just like the, you know? Eyes. 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 I am going to cheat and use the story graph again. No, I don't have any eyes. As in, eyes that you see with, not eyes me, you know. Random page, random word, we don't want to do that. Trouble. Let's see. No trouble. Nerves. Well, actually, I'm in between the word nerves and grew, so let's do both, but I don't think so. Indeed not. Let's try again. Hand. That's possible. No. I mean, I have something on my TBR, but not physically, and I want to choose something physical, so. Well, that just went into the middle of the page, so. Balance. That's not going to get us anywhere, is it? Nope. Own. I think that's unlikely. Oh! The girl who circumnavigated fairyland in a ship of her own making. We might have found our book. Here we go. By Catherine M. Valente. This was gifted to me by Abby years ago now. Does it say when? Doesn't. That's unfortunate. I should put dates actually on these, but never mind. So this is a middle grade book. I haven't read a middle grade in quite a little while actually, and I am in the midst of making dinner while I'm filming this now. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find the audiobook for this anywhere. Does an audiobook exist actually is a good question. Well, that explains why I've never been able to find it anywhere, because it's an Audible only, which actually is fine because I've started this thing where I pretty much only get audiobooks from Audible if they are Audible exclusive. So I will listen to the sample for this while I am getting my dinner out of the oven, and that will decide whether or not I read or unhaul it. Very likely I'm going to read it because this was a gift and I don't like to unhaul gifts. So I'll be back with you after dinner, I guess. This video has been broken apart. I am very sorry if it's disjointed. Let's hope it kind of comes together in editing. Okay, so I did listen to the sample for the audiobook of this one. I am going to read it, as I predicted that I would. I'm actually going to start listening to this tonight. And I'm not going to talk about it again in this video because I'm actually going to vlog this evening. It's a spur of the moment decision. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this book, then you will have to tune in to that vlog, which will be coming in the next week or so, I predict. And that's it for this one. Hopefully you've enjoyed this slightly chaotic video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.